Brian Williamson.
And Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, front of the court. This is the matter of Eric Stevens versus Brian Williamson, file number 2006-3714 DM. Motion order show cause was served on Ms. Williamson September 29th, 2023, and the most recent order regarding child support in this matter was set at the party's second order modifying their judgment of divorce, which was entered in March of 2015. That requires $104 a month in child support total. The total arrearage balance right now is $1,407.38. Of that amount, $811.76 is owed to the other party, the rest to the state for historical medical support, as well as fees and costs associated with the issues of bench warrants. However, I would indicate that Ms. Williamson has had multiple periods of good payments, as well as multiple periods, unfortunately, of zero payments. But the last payment made at the time I was preparing for these cases was in July of 2023, and Ms. Williamson paid $100. I can pull the payment history up for the court's review.
Thank you. So, Ms. Williamson, what's been going on?
I would like to ask to be completely transparent. I was born with a disease known as juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. I was able to stay in remission for a good chunk of my adolescent and adult life. In April of 2021, I was no longer in remission and had to start undergoing treatment. However, I was able to continue to keep working through those treatments. As of April of 2023, however, my disease did take a turn for the worse, and I was unable to continue to work. I was awarded Social Security disability. I think that final court date would have been in March or April. I think it was April of this year. I started receiving payments in June. Unfortunately, there was a situation in regards to my now 15-year-old son who was in a legal matter that I had to give my full attention financially to in regards to legal services, his father and I paid as much as I could to help with the lawyer costs, and he was able to get through the case. Unfortunately, other circumstances happened, and I found myself having to take the other party to court to regain custody of my son. I also had to pay legal fees for that as well. I would really like to try to get this resolved. I am 100% ready to do whatever needs to be done. I am expecting a back payment from my Social Security disability in January. I believe they did say that it was going to be at least $3,000. I am 100% prepared to give all of that to court, as well as I don't know if it's possible. I've been told that sometimes they can be able to set it up to where they might be able to take it from my Social Security or disability. I'm not sure which one. I think it was only one of them that they said they could do that for, but I would really like to start paying on this. I did retain custody of my son again, and we are currently back on track, just trying to get back into the swing of things and move forward.
Okay, let me follow up. Thank you for that information. Let me follow up a little bit. When you say you regained custody, is that the child in this case?
No, this would be my now 15-year-old son from another case.
Okay.
Oh.
So the other thing I wanted to ask about is you're currently unable to work. Is that what I understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here's what I will do. Can you provide your caseworker with some of that information, anything that notes that you're unable to work, and anything that indicates your Social Security disability claim or case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you make sure that you get that to your caseworker
with?
Can you make sure you get that to your caseworker within 14 days?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. I'm going to make a finding that she doesn't have the ability to work and dismiss the contempt. Ma'am, make sure that you reach out to your caseworker so that we can work with you on this, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, but please make sure that you get a hold of your caseworker within the next 14 days.
I definitely will. Thank
Do
you.
you know who that is?
Unless it has changed, I want to say her name is Stephanie.
So Miss Williamson, your case manager's name is Jessica Schimpf?
Jessica, sorry.
Yep,
Yes.
that's all right. That's totally fine. But yes, that information that you would provide to her would be whatever that Social Security award is. And
Okay.
two things will happen. One, we will review your court order to reset the support amount to an appropriate level. And it may be that if there's a dependent benefit available to the child, the remaining minor in this case, who I believe is Noah, if there's a dependent benefit available to Noah, it's quite possible that dependent benefit would completely eliminate anything we would charge through our office. So we'll start with the review. And then if there continues to be an additional obligation that you're required to contribute, we would just send an income withholding order to Social Security. However, we'd start with the review, and it's quite likely that that result would end up being that you don't have an additional obligation charging through our office. So very important that you reach out to Ms. Schimpf. You can email her. That'd probably be the fastest way to get a hold of her and let her know that you would like a review of your child support obligation, because that's really all you need to do is ask for a review. Okay.
Okay. I do know that they did mention at the final hearing that my children are supposed to be reviewed to find out if they are eligible for benefits through myself. However, that hasn't really happened yet. It's just things are moving very, very slow with Social Security at the moment, and I'm still kind of new to all of this stuff. But I will get every bit of information that I have and make sure that she has that.
Be great. Do you know our email address, Ms. Williamson?
I believe I have it on one of these documents that I had received from her in the past in an email.
If you want to write it down, I can tell you right now. So it should just be friendofthecourt@13circuitcourt.org.
Okay. And so when I go to put attention to, could you tell me the proper spelling of my caseworker's last name?
Sure. It is S-C as in cat, H as in Hulu, I-M as in mountain,
Okay.
P as in pie, F as in fish.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Sure.
And I will get all of it.
That would be great. Best advice is to keep in touch with your caseworker, and then we wouldn't have you here for this type of hearing, okay?
And we're dismissed.
Definitely.
Is that correct, Your Honor?
That's correct. Dismissed. Thank you,
Very
ma'am.
good.
Michael Collins.
And Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, front of the court. This is the matter of Kimberly Johnson versus Michael Collins, file number 2012-9068 DP. As the court's aware, Mr. Collins appeared in September 14th, 2023 at a show cause hearing. And we, as a result of that, Mr. Collins was ordered to pay his obligation in full for the month of September by September 30th, 2023. The child support obligation is based on the party's fourth order modifying the order for custody support and parenting time, requires $355 a month. Total, there is an outstanding balance of $9,656.65. Of that balance, $9,113.66 is owed to the other party. Mr. Collins' overall payment history has been intermittent to poor. He did make a payment. It looks like at the very end of September that posted in October of $100. Previous to that, Mr. Collins had a payment of $897.80 posted in March of 2023. That was a non-voluntary lump sum. I can pull the payment history up for the court's review.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. So what's been going on?
I made a payment earlier this week on Monday for the $100. You mentioned the end of September. I'm doing the best I can, Your Honor. I'm even willing to go as far as to ask my mom if she'd be willing to help me out. She helped me out previously. when I owed $23,000. I'm pretty ashamed of myself that I'm in this situation. It's no one's fault but my own. I'm just trying to rectify the matter. I am working. I just finished my first full week last week at Great Wolf Lodge. I spoke to Eric Swami yesterday, and he did confirm the income withholding with the details that I provided to him. I did send out another payment, incidentally, last week as well to Lansing, and I'm not sure why that payment hasn't posted. But I did send that along with the $100 payment that I made directly at the forensic court this past Monday. I just want to remedy this situation. I'm 100% at fault. You and Mr. Hogue have been nice to give me multiple chances. I'm willing to go into an enforceable payment plan just so I could be held accountable. I'm not on a payment plan right now, Your Honor, but I just want to, I'm doing the best that I can do given my circumstances. Being
Well, you got a
homeless
job,
and-
right? I mean, how you're working at Great Wolf Lodge?
Yes, sir. I just started last week, though. And I might have a second job. I had a second interview just a couple of days ago with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, Your Honor.
All right. So you're making some pretty good steps here. Did you get the income withholding order set up, or we're waiting on that?
It's from my understanding, Eric set it up, but I'm not entirely sure. I did provide him with the details last week, Your Honor, of my job, and he did confirm the voicemail that I left him with those details.
We have an income withholding order that was generated at the Great Wolf Lodge, Your Honor, on October 27th.
Okay. I mean, we're in good shape. I can appreciate the fact of you wanting an enforceable payment plan, but you have an enforceable payment plan, and that's a court order already. I don't know why, if you're working, I don't really feel the need to make a contempt finding. You got an income withholding order. The only other thing I'm going to do here, sir, is I'm going to adjourn this out 90 days. I want you to keep that job and be paying. If we're getting steady payments, we don't need to have these hearings. The hearings we've had, you've made strides each time, so there's no real reason for me to come down on you. We can avoid these hearings if we have steady payments.
Yeah, you're right, and I feel really bad because I feel like I'm wasting your guys' time too, and I respect your time, Your Honor, Mr. Hagan, and I respect Mr. Hogue's time as well. And believe me, I don't like having to go through this as well because it stresses me out, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, well, you need to keep that job. Work hard there. Don't get fired and don't quit. That's my advice.
Okay.
Otherwise, get payments coming in, because if we're back, I'm adjourning it out pretty far because if we're getting payments, we don't need to come to court. You don't need to stress, and I don't need to lecture anymore. Okay, we just need steady payments. Like I said, I know we've had several hearings fairly recently with you, but each time you're doing what I'm asking you to do. You're not coming back in here saying, I don't have a job, I can't find a job, blah, blah, blah. I hear that a lot. So you're making good strides. You're doing what I'm asking. Just keep it up. Don't lose the job. Or if you do, get another one immediately. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So let's make sure that we're getting things paid regularly, and we'll see you, or hopefully we won't see you in 90 days.
Yeah, no, you will not see me, Your Honor.
All right.
I don't want to come back again.
All right. Thanks, Your Honor.
Jeremy Demarzo.
And Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, friend of the court. This is the matter of Aaron Stewart versus Jeremy Demarzo, file number 2015 12248DS. The original motion order to show cause was served June 5th, 2023 for a July hearing. At the July 6th hearing, Mr. Demarzo appeared and promised to pay through the MSDU. There have been many credits given for direct payments. At that hearing, since he promised to pay through the MSDU, it was adjourned to October 5th, 2023. At the October 5th hearing, Mr. Demarzo failed to appear. However, we had just received another request to forgive an amount of support from his co-parent. So the hearing was adjourned as opposed to having a warrant issued for his arrest. His payment obligation is based on a judgment of support that was entered in December of 2015 and requires $123 a month in child support fees and costs. Currently, the total amount due is $946.96. Really, there's very little owed. There's $114 owed to the other party at this point in time because child support was forgiven through the end of September.
So the rest of that is just cost to the state?
Yes.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Demarzo, how can we work with you here to just get some payments coming in?
You know what? It's been a rough year. I just started a gutter business 2 years ago, and it's trying to get some clientele together and some leads and stuff like that. I do have some money for you guys today. Like I said, like it's the $900 I owe to the courts themselves. So I understand you guys need your money and want it. So if I could drop, $300-400 in there and get it down to like, 3 or 4 or 5. So if that'll work out for you guys.
Well, yeah, this is an ode to the court, this is ode to the state, so that's why, I mean, you're paying, your child support is either being paid or it's being forgiven, so I'm less, I mean, it's not, I have to collect it, but it's not like if this money hasn't been missing from a child. So I'm a little, I shouldn't say it, but I'm a little less concerned. I just want to get you back on track. I'm not going to talk about jail for this, but we can't, we got to get something coming in. So you're not, you don't need to have these hearings either any more than I do.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
and to be fair, 946 on a 100, 123, you're not that far behind. It's just getting it paid down so we don't have to haul you in here. Mr. Hogue, did you have your hand up?
Oh, sorry, Your Honor, no.
Oh, I thought you, okay. So how can we get anything paid down? Because you still have the 123. I mean, it's not that, even though your arrears is lower than that, it's we have a monthly charge each time.
I see that me and the mother of Taylor, we wanted to just completely just get away with the case through our caseworker and everything all together, so we didn't have to continuously do this type of thing. Like I said, I can come and drop like $400 and get that rearages down to, even a lesser amount.
Yeah, that'd be great. Mr. Hogue, do you know if he makes a 123, if he makes his payment as ordered in the month, does any of that go to the costs? Or does he have to, because I'm trying to give him some, not advice, but information. Like, does he have to be paying 150 for something to go against the state costs, or is any of the 123 part of the state cost? That's what I'm getting.
Yeah. So his base child support obligation is $114. And again, the only child support he owes is for this current month. It was for October. So now it's $228 that's owed through the end of this month. But $9 a month right now is being charged as a medical support obligation that reimburses the state. And that $9 a month charge, the arrearage balance has added up to $633.46. That's because the parties continue to pay outside of the system. And so when they pay outside of the system, nothing goes to reimburse the state for the cost of Medicaid, which is what is the health insurance for the minor child, the remaining minor child. So, I mean, obviously, our concern that the child is being supported is not really a major concern because Mr. Demarzo and Ms. Stewart have worked something out. However, this amount of money owed to the state isn't going to go anywhere unless you pay through the MSDU. So if you pay that $300 or $400, all $228 is going to go immediately to Ms. Stewart. Anything over and above that $228 will get dispersed to the state for the Medicaid costs. Does that make sense?
Are you asking me?
Yeah,
I'm just making sure you understand.
Yeah, I want to make sure you understand what's going on. So $600 of that is just because you're not paying through the system. That's a lot of money that you could have just, been paying. We understand that you're paying outside of court.
Right.
When you're not paying through the court, the state is charging you $9 a month and $600 worth of that.
Yeah,
so I mean,
so in other words, I'm gonna have to send that into Lansing and deal with it like through that way, so the money goes directly towards the rearages is what he's saying, I believe.
I mean, ideally, Mr. Demarzo, if you pay through the MSDU, Ms. Stewart is going to receive the money that she's due, and you can slowly address the amount of money owed to the state of Michigan. It's not, we don't need to be in any hurry to collect that money that's owed to the state, but unless you pay through the MSDU, that balance is just going to increase at that $9 a month amount until your child emancipates. And I don't know, I mean, it's not that much longer, I don't think, but we've still got a couple of years at least. So it's going to add up. And it just is, it's better if you can manage it to pay through the MSU. Ms. Stewart will get her money. And then you can also just start slowly chipping away at the amount that's owed to the state.
So in essence, you really, to help yourself, you should be paying through the system. But I'll accept three. I mean, if you do 400, whatever you pay, but I 300 in the next, you said the next 14 days you can do.
Oh, I could do it. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
All right. So, I mean, I'm just trying to give you a reasonable time frame. That's fine. It's just keep in mind that, I guess if you paid $300, that's all going to be child support. $18 of it is just going to go towards your, the 900. So anything you pay over your amount of child support is going to go towards this state costs, and then we can start whittling that part down. So just keep that part in mind.
So it'd be better if I don't. Well, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You can't right now. You're not able to have your friend of the court case closed because there continues to be health care through the state. That's
what I wanted to ask you guys also. Mrs. Stewart pays for the medical expenses. You guys are collecting Medicaid when my daughter doesn't even require it because we already have insurance for her.
It sounds like you need to call your caseworker and take care of that issue. But
it looks like Taylor is still, even as of this month, has Medicaid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And she doesn't even need that because of the fact we already have insurance through a different company. So
understood, but it's still active.
I see what you're saying, sir.
Yeah.
So you've got some options. One of them hopefully isn't that you have to keep coming back to court, but we have to keep enforcing the order. So hopefully this will be helpful for you to understand what's going on behind the scenes here, because we don't have any reason to come down on you on this, because you're paying the child support, but your balance just keeps going up when you're not paying through the system with the state costs. And we have to collect those, so we're going to collect them. It's not, they don't go away, but it would help you to just try to whittle that part down.
Absolutely, I understand.
Okay, all right. So I'll adjourn this out 90 days, just to see where we're at. But I will expect at least a 300 paid in 14 days.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This is date and time set for front of the court show cause hearing with regard to child support.
All right, Jeremy Hope, front of the court. This is the matter of Morgan Christie versus Herbert Gillum, file number 2015-12235 DP. A motion order to show cause was served on Mr. Gillum, June 5th, 2023 for a July 6th hearing. It was later adjourned to September and adjourned again to today's payments. Those adjournments were made because of a couple of payments made. Most recent payments made were $55.64 in both August and September of 2023. Those came from income withholding order payments from a downtown Traverse City restaurant. The most recent order regarding child support in this matter is the party's second order modifying the order for custody support and parenting time. It requires $323 a month in child support and medical support. The total amount owed right now is $20,753.45. Of that total amount, $14,636.39 is owed to the other party. The remainder in costs and fees, as well as an outstanding child support obligation that remains owing to the state of Michigan based on historical cash assistance received, but that's a while ago. So in any event, I can pull the payment history up for the court's review.
Thank you, Mr. Gillum. So what's been going on?
I've been having surgery. I've been having health issues. Actually, I'm going back down here in February 13th for knee left knee replacement. I had my left hip replaced December 22nd, and I had my right knee my right knee replaced I think June 2021. So my work has been kind of sporadic, you know, and arthritis just ravaged my body, and I just keep falling apart. And I've been having, like I said, I've been having upcoming surgeries. Like I said, I had my hip replaced, my knee replaced, and I'm going in for another knee replacement.
Okay, where are you working right now?
PDM Industries out in Grand.
Is that through a placement?
Yes, sir. It's through Cornerstone. I'm sorry.
And I think, Your Honor, we just had a payment receipted from Cornerstone, a temp placement agency of $93.22 that posted. I don't think that Miss Christie would have received that yet. It literally is just showing up as of today.
That's an income withholding order?
Through the temp placement agency. That's correct.
Okay. All right. Ms. Christie, anything you'd like to say?
No.
All right.
Okay.
Here's the thing, Mr. Gillum, if you can you get any of the information about the medical issues to your caseworker so we can verify?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like you're working, so I mean that part's good. We've got an income withholding order in place. That money will go to Ms. Christie and the child. So that part, we've got some good things. It just sounds like you've got some health issues coming up. How long do you think you'll be out for in February?
I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to work as long as I can, my body permitting, because Miss Christie herself knows that my knees will swell up the size of a grapefruit. There's times that I can't even make it up and down stairs. And I have been giving Miss Christie money when I do have when I do have it, that I do have documentation of it, and so does she. I thought she was going to mention that, because I've actually given her $150 when I was able to. I've given her $100 here. Then just this past couple of weeks, this past weekend, I gave her $60. Now there is money that's been coming out of my check that's been withholding, and I was wondering where that money was actually going, because there's been times that my money was taken out of my check, and I was also giving her money.
Well, just so you're aware, if you're giving money outside of the system, that we can't credit that because we don't know anything about it. But the other part is, it sounds like there's an income withholding order that is taking effect, and we have record of it. So,
yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't know if that answers your question or not.
No, but
well, there's an income withholding order in place. We've received the money. It's going to get distributed to Miss Christie. So it is coming in, and there were 2 payments that came in August and September as well. I believe those were from a restaurant downtown, whereas the new payments are coming in from the Cornerstone Temp Agency.
Yes.
So
it's working.
Okay, so what we need is steady payments as long as you're healthy and working. Make sure you keep up with your caseworker about the surgery, because we won't know anything about it unless you tell us, okay?
All right. I just send that in to Angela.
Yes.
I just take the documentation down to Angela Pelletieri. I do that Monday morning then.
That's correct. Thank you. So keep the job, keep the payments coming in. I'll adjourn this out 90 days to see where we're at, just right around that time. With the income withholding order, we'll hopefully rely on that and be getting steady payments. And when the surgery comes, we'll handle things to that time. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You have a great day. Thank you.
You too. Thanks.
Robert Mcginness.
And Mr. Hogue.
Jeremy Hogue, front of the court. This is the matter of Michelle Boomer versus Robert Mcginness, file number 2022-16532 DP. A motion order to show cause was served on August 10th to Mr. Mcginness. He appeared on 9/14 of 2023 and promised to pay $100 within 14 days. The matter was adjourned out to today's date. The most recent obligation is based on the party's order for custody support and parenting time that that was entered in September of 2022. It requires $260 a month in child support and medical support. I would indicate that Mr. McGinnis' payment history between September of 2022 and February of 2023 was good. He did make a $100 payment in October of 2023, consistent with what he had promised to do at the September hearing. Currently, there is an outstanding balance of $2,142.32. But again, the monthly obligation is $260, and the most recent payment received was in October of 23 for $100.
Thank you. So, Mr. McGinnis, what's been going on?
I'm currently unemployed. Trying to start my own business and get everything together. I'm a little behind in everything at the moment. Just hitting a rough patch as far as income.
You're able to work, correct?
Yes, I've been searching for employment also.
Where was the last place you looked?
I was working at Bud's Complete Auto, but he sold the property, and that just shut down also, which was about a month ago.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
I do have another check in the mail right now. I don't remember what we wrote it out for, but there is another check in the mail today.
You don't know what the amount that you put on there was?
I think 50.
Well, here's the deal. I do appreciate you paying the $100 as ordered last time. So I don't need to talk about jail with you, but I'm going to put you on a payment plan because we got to get you an incentive here to get this paid. And you know, I'm asking you about work, and you're going to work for yourself or something, but in the meantime, you're going to have to come up with the 260 plus 87 a month, because I'm going to make a contempt finding that you have the ability to pay. We're not paying, and I don't find any manifest hardship.
How do I go about getting that lowered then, being I am unemployed and don't, I mean,
Yeah,
I still have a home, and I have 2 other children that I have custody of that I have to take care of also. I haven't gotten any parenting time ever, as I was promised.
All right, he's on mute. I don't need to be yelled at for that. He's in contempt. If you fail to pay as ordered, the $260 plus $87 per month, bench warrant could be issued for your arrest. You may have to serve up to 30 days in jail. I'll set bond at $400. So as long as you pay as ordered, sir, there won't be any issues. Otherwise, there may be a bench warrant issued. Thank you.
The most recent order regarding child support in this matter is the party's judgment of divorce that was entered in November of 2021. That judgment of divorce required $143 a month in child support and medical support. Part of the factor that was used in determining child support was the overnights for each party. And at the time the judgment was entered, each party was given credit for 182.5 overnights. Currently, there is an outstanding balance of $1,165. And I would indicate that Mr. Oliver has certainly made payments throughout the history of this case for the last 3 years, but they've typically come in lump sums and have not been consistently paid, resulting in a bit of an arrearage. Now I can pull the payment history up for the court's review.
All right.
So the most recent payment, Your Honor, sorry, was November of 2022.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, Mr. Oliver, what's been going on?
Well, this year I just basically have had vehicle troubles that I've been trying to deal with and trying to find my own place of living. I actually have Azalea full time. I have since January. I've tried to email the front of the court twice, and I haven't heard any response. So, and as of right now, I have a debit card on order because I had a faulty charge on it. So I'm waiting for that to come in the mail. And I did recently just get a big bonus at work. So, I mean, I have the ability to pay up most of the child support that I'm behind in the next week or two when my card comes in. But it's just been a rough year.
Okay, well, let's start with the fact that you've had the minor full time since January.
Correct.
Who did you email so we can check through the file and see if we've received anything? Because we certainly want to give you credit for that.
So the email that I have is front of the court at 13thcircuit.org, all lowercase.
That's real close. It's friend of the court at 13thcircuitcourt.org, all lowercase.
Okay.
I'm not, and I can tell you, Mr. Oliver, unfortunately, we don't have anything in your file. And what would happen if you had sent us an email, we would have treated it just like any other incoming correspondence, and it would get printed into your file as incoming correspondence, and your case manager would get it. But it looks like looks like we've never gotten anything either through the mail or through email from either you or the other party in this case. But that is certainly very important information for us to have.
Yeah, let me grab a pencil or a pen real quick.
Sure.
And then can you repeat the email so I can get it exactly right?
Absolutely. You had it correct. Friend of the court, all lowercase, FRIENDOFTHECOURT, friend of the court, the @ sign, the number 1, the number 3, the letter TH, 13th, circuit, CIRCUIT, court, COURT.org.
And the T and the H and 13th are lowercase also?
Everything's lowercase.
Okay.
There's no dots, no dashes, no underlines. It's all mooshed together.
Okay.
Okay, so the one thing is we can try to work with you and get a hold of your caseworker. We can work with you on that portion. But we still need to talk about what was going on between November of 22 and January. Okay, so that leaves us only to a couple months. Sounds like you've got a job. Is this a place where we could get an income withholding order going, or what can you pay anything in the next 14 days to cover that?
Yeah, I can do about 700, and then whenever my debit card comes in the mail, my bonus was about $1,000.
Okay.
And then I can just make payments until it's caught up $100 a week.
Okay. And then
I'm going to email the front of the court later today, so hopefully this
that's really going to help you out here, because I don't really want to enforce the time from January to now because you've had the child the whole time. So you see what I'm saying? So we need to hear from you. It seems likely, or at least possible, that you received an email back that said this isn't the right place, or if you didn't hear anything and you kept getting child support bills, I can only recommend that you call and try to speak with somebody, because that's 11 months of child support billing that you should not have had. Okay. But we can only go by what you tell us. We don't know we go by what the order is. If you and your co-parent haven't changed the court order to reflect what you're actually doing, there's nothing we can do about that part.
Yeah, I want to say the last payment was made in April.
And Your Honor, I apologize. There was, I noted that there was a payment in November of 2022. There was also a payment in March.
Okay.
It came in March.
All right. Well, let's have you make sure you get a hold of your caseworker as soon as possible. And then I know you said you can pay $700. I'll accept anything. What I'm going to put in the order is that you pay at least $300, because that would covers our time between November and January, and then we can work with you on the rest. If you pay $700, that's great, but I'm just trying to be fair with you here on I believe you that the child was with you since January. It's just,
yeah, she still is.
there's right. And so I don't want to continue down this. Look, I can't give you legal advice, but it seems like it would help you if the court has an order. Either if you and your co-parent work well, you could just sign an agreement that says, this is our custody arrangement. We both signed this. Okay.
Right.
And if she's willing to forgive any of the arrearage, that would be good for you too. But like I said, the problem for me and us here is that we have a court order, and that's the only thing that we can go by. And it makes more sense to go by what you're actually doing. I get that. That's why I'm trying to work with you here on just what I expect, because I'm gonna I'll adjourn this out 90 days. That will give you some time, sir, to figure out what's going on. But keep in mind that until we have a new order and until you communicate with us and your co-parent or whatever, we're just going to keep billing you $143 a month. I don't have any, nobody has any ability to change that part right now.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
what I'd like to see is $300 within the next 14 days. That covers our time when we know for sure that it should have been billing. Okay.
Okay.
Anything you pay over that will go towards arrears and help your balance. But I'm repeating myself, but I want you to keep this in mind. Please reach out to your caseworker immediately so that we can stop doing this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Your Honor.